Welcome back, everyone, to Halloween Haunts 365. I'm Jared.
Hi, I'm Terry.
We have a fun show for you tonight and some pretty cool news. So let's start by introducing Mario, who is the owner, creator of a brand new haunt coming called Fear Village. Mario, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Of course, I was excited to finally hook up.
That's all you've been talking about.
Very neat.
So let's start off by telling us a little bit about yourself before we dive into Fear Village.
Yeah, so I'm a horror film producer, writer, and director. I've been doing that since like 2013. Um, I've done like 5 feature films, horror films. Um, and I had a pretty successful franchise called Human Hibachi, which got like a big cult following over in Asia and, some people here in America, but it really blew up overseas. So that's what I've been doing for like the past 11 years. And I decided to transition into a haunt.
All right.
So, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So, what was the idea that started the haunt? What was the main idea behind beginning Fear Village?
So I've always had like a passion for Halloween, obviously. I've always wanted to do it, but the time wasn't right. Mostly because, in order to start these things, you got to have some money behind them, obviously, because they cost a lot of money. So, um, how it actually came about was I got tired of making movies because the movie business is like it's tough. You're dealing with a lot of different people, and sometimes the money that you're supposed to make back you don't because you got shady distribution companies. So there's a lot of stuff involved that kind of sours the experience. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna make like a real life movie for people. So this is like I'm going like the route of like obviously I go to a lot of these haunts and all that. It's gonna be totally different. So that's kind of what I'm gonna take my horror film experience and make it like now you're inside of a movie. That's how this is gonna be.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be located at?
So you guys are from Jersey, right? I
Yep.
noticed.
Yes.
Yeah, so the old Echelon Mall,
Yep.
Yes.
now called the Voorhees Town Center. So I was looking for a spot that had some good square footage, and this was like close to 5,000 square feet. So I was like, you know what, it's perfect. The rent worked, and so that's where it's going to be. It's going to be inside the Voorhees Town Center.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
That's
They got
awesome.
your sprinklers covered for you.
yeah, that was. That's funny you say that because when I first went into this, I was like, all right, well, because I wanted it to be inside just so it's open all the time, so we don't have to worry about. Because in October it rains a lot, and that was the one thing I took into account. So I was like, where can we do it where it's inside, where when other people are closed, I want to be open. So and I was like, now I got to worry about all that, like fire safety and all that. So yeah, it was already sprinklered, so that was great.
Good
Mm,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a story, like a haunt story behind Fear Village yet that you want to share? And you can share whatever you want, as little as you want, as much as you want. I
Right.
won't pound it out of you.
So basically, like just like the general premise of Fear Village, it's basically like it's going to be different shops. So like picture like you're in like a small tiny village, and then you go through each store, and each store has its theme. Like there might be a the town butcher, then there's going to be like the town dentist, and then there's going to be like a small movie theater. So it's going to be like little shops within the village, and each is going to have a theme. And it's going to be like an immersive experience where you got to figure out a way to get to from you have to go from the butcher shop to the next shop, but you have to figure out something as a group how to get to the next one. So it's going to be a lot
Hmm.
different than again your other haunts out there in terms of like making it like an immersive like gaming experience, but also it's going to be hardcore. Like obviously because what I did in horror was graphic, so it's going to be a lot more geared to people that want to be freaked out more than normal.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
yeah, and it's kind of that's what I want to bring to the table is more extreme, more like you go home and still think about it, and yeah, that's kind of what I want to do for people is like something different.
Very cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds like a cool idea, especially with the escape room aspect to it. It's
that's
pretty.
exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. And I think I'm even like offering. I want to do like just like fun stuff for people. I mean, I want to keep like the ticket sales real affordable because obviously, like in this economy, like I'm a family guy. I understand. Like you know, what I mean, people don't have extra money to do these things, and I keep seeing like the prices of some place. I'm just like, it's getting out of control. So I'm like, I want to make this affordable, fun, and unforgettable. That kind of thing. So
Very
yeah.
cool. So you already have a creative mind, like you said earlier. You have 7 movies under your belt and directing 5 of them.
Right.
And to add on top of that, a multiple film festival winner, especially
Yeah.
the New Jersey Horror Con. I
Yeah.
mean, tell us about how you got into movie producing and directing.
Yeah, so it's a crazy route, man. So I was an athlete into college. So I was a baseball player. I didn't think I liked horror movies, but I didn't ever think I'd make one. Um, and then like baseball ended for me, and I lost that like flame, like that competitive like flame. You feel
He's
that,
my
right?
spirit animal.
Yeah, man. And it's like I lost that passion. So back in 2007, I wrote a script. I didn't know how to write a script. I had an idea and I just started writing. And I put it down. I didn't know how to make a movie. I didn't know anybody in the film business. And my wife, I met her in like 2011. She read it. It was laying in my closet or something. She read it, and she was like, "This is really good. You should try and get it made." And I was like, "How? I don't know anybody in the film business. I don't know how to make a movie." So I just started reaching out to people on Facebook. Like, I think I looked up like actor and like in the Philly area, and I started talking to one. She introduced me to a local producer, and I started training under him. And then me and him had a falling out, and he told me I would never be able to make a movie by myself. So that gave me that like fire. Now I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna prove you wrong. You know what I mean? So I went and wrote a film called Deadly Gamble, $10,000 budget, and that ended up getting like worldwide distribution from a studio out in LA, and that just led to that's where I really picked it up. I was like, oh, I can do this, and then it just kept snowballing into the Human Hibachi franchise, and that's what took off for me. So
And that's the one that got picked up by Troma, right?
Chroma, yeah. So
For
yeah,
the fans out there, Troma made the Toxic Avengers and continued on with all these crazy good horror movies.
so that, and then again, the New Jersey Horror Con thing, I'd always heard about it because obviously from Jersey. So I was like, that'd be cool to submit to it. So now I'm just thinking, I'll just submit my film. Be cool for it to be accepted into the film festival. I'll go down for the weekend and watch it and just have a good time. That was in 2020, so I submitted it, and then COVID hit, so they kept like pushing the festival back. Like it didn't go till like fall 2021, and by then they had so many submissions backed up. It was like triple the submissions. So I was like, oh wow. I mean, and when I saw all the submissions, there was like 100 of them. Like no, there was like 100 films screening.
Wow.
Like yeah. So I was like, wow, this is cool. Then I saw it was nominated for Best Effects and Best Feature Film. I was like, oh, this is cool. It went down and it ended up winning. And then the second one won Best Feature Film. Then I did a short film called Human Hibachi at the beginning. That won Best New Jersey Film. So it was kind of like, it was doing well. And that's kind of where it was, man. And, and then that transitioned into what I'm doing now. I kind of got tired, taking a break from the film, the scene, and I'm going to do this now.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Since haunts of horror have always been intertwined, do you think your experience in creating horror will help provide a more frightening show like you're aiming for?
Yeah, so that's exactly that's why I'm doing this, is because listen, not to knock anybody out there, and I'm not gonna name anybody, but when I go to places, like I feel unsatisfied as a creator myself. Like I know what works in terms of like fear, and they do a great job, but like I just want to bring a different aspect, like something that I feel is missing from a lot of the spots, and that is more extreme. Because I feel like extremes would stick with people. You know what I mean? Like you can only do so many jump scares or this and that, but when people see stuff and they smell stuff and stuff like that is what sticks in your brain, and that's kind of what I want to do. Like, oh well, this place Fear Village, like, dude, there's this one thing in there that's wild, like something like that, and that's what I know I can bring to the table just from the filmmaking, part of my career.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What are some of your opening year goals you have for the haunted attraction?
Opening year goals. Like you're saying, just like honestly, just like get the word out. Like the first year, I want to get the word out. You know what I mean? I want people to know about it. I want to get the word out. Make enough money to be open for year 2. uh, and just enjoy it, man. Have a good time. Learn the business. Obviously, anytime you do something new, you're learning. So I want to learn the business, and make a name for myself within the haunt business. So I always come into things with like a humble attitude, because you don't know everything, and there's things that you're going to be learning for years to come. So I would really say just learning and planning for a season 2.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you have an opening date?
We did. We set it. I think it was September 13th or 14th. It's like the weekend. So what I'm trying to do also is extend it into September, and what I'm looking to do is be open. Like, I think we're closed Monday, Tuesday, so we're looking to be like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Nice.
So like through the middle of the week up, to Sunday. Just because of the way it's set up, I'm going to be able to do that. Again, it's indoors, so we're looking to do that, is just be open more. Throughout October, we're going to be open 5 days a week.
I got
So
you.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Nice.
Another
Yeah.
one early September.
Early September.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So yeah, I mean, some of the cool things about what I'm bringing to the table is I'm hooked up with guys that did the Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm good friends with the special effects guy that did I think he was Nightmare on Elm Street 4. His name's Nick Benson. He did work on The Blob. So I like throughout the movie industry, I've met these people, and so he's going to do some of the stuff for Fear Village. So we're going to show that. So we had those little different things that we could present to people.
Yeah, a little bit of Nightmare on Elm Street going on behind here.
Just a little.
I that's probably my top 3, man. So Nightmare on Elm Street for sure.
Very cool. So have you always been a fan of haunted attractions?
Yeah, absolutely. I have. Yeah. So it's funny, when I was I might have been like 9 years old, and in my parents' backyard. This is where how, like, if you believe in destiny and fate, I would create like haunted, not haunted, but like I would make like a cemetery.
Oh, we lost them.
We lost him. He's frozen.
It's frozen. All right, we're gonna pause till he comes back.
That's okay.
That's all right.
I'll pick it up because you'll edit that, right? I'll just pick it back.
Yeah,
up.
go for it.
Yeah. So I was doing haunted attractions in my parents' backyard at like 8 years old. I would get like neighborhood kids to walk through what I built, and I think I charged them like $1 or whatever back then. You know what I mean? Something stupid in the 90s. And the neighborhood kids would come through, and I didn't know what I was doing, and that's where it all started, though. Like, because it's like then I started writing stories, like small story. So I've always been real, into like the Halloween season, and then I always loved going to like the local haunted attractions, Night of Terror. I live 10 minutes from there, literally 10 minutes.
Us too.
Us too.
Oh, okay. So there you go, man. Yeah, like Ron and Brewster, I know him on a first name basis. I shot a film there at Night of Terror. So I've always been real into the haunted attraction scene, and I've always had it in the back of my head that I'm gonna try doing it, and the timing was right. I kind of got I built a name for myself, and I was like, I got some investor money, and I was like, let's do it. Now's the time.
Yeah.
So kind of how it worked.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite local haunt that always stuck with you?
Honestly, I did. Local haunt. What's funny is I haven't been to Penhurst Society. My wife went there with my stepdaughter this year. She liked it. But I've always liked Night of Terror. I just like the farm scene. It's local. So I've always been partial to that. Yeah. For sure.
That's what I grew up on. That was my first, like, we had the board. I grew up in Atlantic City. So we always had the Wildwood Boardwalk haunts, Castle Dracula, all that.
I remember that, yeah.
But Night of Terror was my first, like, commercial, like, big stop. So it's always with me.
Yeah. Yeah, he opened the doors for us to shoot a movie there, and he's a good dude. So I've liked that place. That's about it, though. I haven't been to like the Philly ones, to be honest with you. Always wanted to go, never went.
Oh,
So yeah, like Eastern State. Like my wife's into that stuff more than I am. So yeah, yeah.
very cool. Do you have any that you really want to get to now that you're starting one to check out?
I would probably want to get the Penhurst just because of the history.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The history behind that. I mean, alone that just have a cool feel to it because of the psych ward or whatever. Eastern State, sure, because I want to see Al Capone's jail cell. That's cool. So probably those. Castle Dracula. I mean, that was awesome. I went there as a kid. That you're talking about the one on Wildwood Boardwalk,
Yep.
right? Yeah. That one's like the late '80s, '90s, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that thing was awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'll never forget
yeah,
that.
I'm just trying to put my own spin on everything. You know what I mean? Kind of like I mean, the way I got my movies, a name for my movies was putting my own spin on my movies. Because if you follow, especially in film, if you follow what everybody else is doing, you're just going to be lost in a haystack. You're going to be a needle in a haystack because there's so many titles out there that you have to do something to separate yourself. So that's the energy I'm bringing to this haunt is I want to be able to separate myself. I'm not going to be able to compete on size because these places are huge. You know what I mean? But I know I'm going to be able to probably make a name for myself when it comes to what I'm going to show them within what I have. So it's kind of like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be intense. So
That was my next question is what is Fear Village bringing to the table in an area, the tri-state area, surrounded by
Right.
haunts that have done this for 3 decades?
I think I just answered it.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna be intense. I got one scene that's gonna be super intense. Like this is one that I kind of just created. It's gonna be at the end of it where people are just gonna be like, wow, like they're gonna get smacked in the face at the end and just be like, what just happened? And now where am I? It's gonna be like one of those things where it's gonna play with your mind. So it's gonna be like walking into a movie scene, literally. And yeah, you got to be there to see it, but it's like it's going to be something that people will be like, yeah, you got to go to Fear Village to see this end of this place is going to be cool. But other than that, yeah, just intensity. I'm going to bring more I have connections to stuff that looks really real, like body parts like that look really real, like stuff like that, like where people are going to be like, is that real or is it fake, like stuff, just make them think a little more, So
That's cool. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
like here, let me tell you this. Like for my movie, for Human Hibachi, the movie, like I went to the local butcher store and got real meat. Like it's like legit because if not, people pick up on it and they're like, it's fake looking, and you lose them when you do that. So, I mean, it's authentic stuff.
Very cool.
So-
Well, you already asked number
Yeah.
12 there.
I
The
did.
opening date,
September
13th.
13th.
14th.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th, right? Is that?
I think it.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I think- Yeah, because one of the guys that I'm working with on it, I think he had mentioned that that is Friday the 13th. So
Not a bad day to open.
you're not.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
And that mall is creepy as it. Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
place is like dilapidated, not dilapidated, but it's like when I walk in there, I'm like, damn, man, it's like ghost town. So it kind of works well with the vibe. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's not really a functioning mall. It's like there's like a couple stores open and then everything else is shut down. So it kind of works.
Yeah.
Adds
that fear.
I remember when that place was hopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the 90s, yeah. And I wanted to say this too, like something else I'm thinking about doing is doing like a cash prize, like stuff like that, like a bounty, like for like each night that people are there, like the groups of people that go, there can be like there's gonna be one lucky winner of like we're gonna figure it out, but it might be like $250 a night, stuff like that like I want to do that's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff that people look forward to, and that's going to go into the gaming thing. Like if it's going to have that gaming aspect. So if there's like one group of people that solve whatever in the quickest time, they're going to be the winner. So stuff like that I want to implement as well.
It's a
Little
cool
extra.
idea.
That is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Do you have a favorite horror movie?
horror movie, man, this is tough.
You can list a couple, one or two, whatever you want.
Yeah, so underground. See, I like underground stuff, but mainstream favorite horror film is Halloween 1. I mean, the first Halloween's. I mean, that's just the best. It's uh, and you know what? You know what's funny about that movie is if you watch that film without the soundtrack, it's okay.
Yeah.
I actually, yeah. But it's this that soundtrack in that film is what made that movie
Mhm.
like amazing. That soundtrack is perfect. Then you go for like the yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. That's probably my second. And then I'm a big fan of like Hostel.
Okay.
Yeah, like the extreme films, Hostel, Human Centipede, which is like I like off the wall stuff. So stuff, I can name a ton, but they're probably like in different subgenres my favorites.
I gotcha. No, that's awesome.
So in the future,
Mhm.
are you planning on doing like off-season events?
Yeah, it's a good question. We were planning on doing. So I want to kind of open this up since I have the place for a year. I was thinking about doing like little like cons maybe. You know what I mean? Like a little
Mm-hmm.
not like New Jersey HorrorCon, they're huge, but like something small. And I was also thinking about doing like a Christmas theme too, a horror Christmas theme, something like that. I already have a crazy idea for that. Um, and then maybe even like my own film festival too, within the spot as well.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just because the place is going to be there for 11 months, not doing anything, so might as well just keep it going, doing something.
Yeah,
Right.
doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Nah.
And a lot of other haunts are venturing out towards like film festivals, having, star or not stars, but people that were in horror movies signing shit. People have been branching out to different stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's definitely on the table.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So do you got any questions?
No.
All right. So if there's anything else you want to mention about Fear Village, let us know now.
So what I'm thinking about doing in terms of like how do you go about, see, I'm more thinking online ticket sales because it's going to have to be like slots that you buy, like time slots.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the way to get your tickets. Everything will be on the website. We have a website. We haven't even gotten a web designer yet. We've just been so busy getting this thing off the ground. But everything will be on like our social medias. We have Facebook, social media, Instagram, Twitter. So, as we go forward, we'll start, putting out the news of how you can come, where it's at, and, the dates and times. So other than that, I will say this, it's going to be something that people will remember. It's going to be intense. It's going to be cool. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
having a lot of fun doing it.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's the best part.
Well, don't hang up right away because I'm just going to wrap this up and then I'm going to talk to you off camera where the fun is.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Make sure you check out Fear Village. I'll have all their links to their social medias in the description. And we'll play our video Monday morning at 8 a.m. We'll see you guys next Monday. You can say bye?
I thought you were going
You
to
awake?
finish. I thought you were going to add something.
No, we're
Sorry. Bye.
Bye.